Macaroni. Say hi, Mac.
Hey everybody, Macaroni here.
All right, so Mac is an amazing loan officer, over 8 years in the business, has multiple loan officers on his team. So he's here to take care of you today. And we want to come at you every Friday with some of the best financing and instruction on your financing for your home.
Absolutely.
And today is on the top three things first-time homebuyers need to know before they get their house. Now, this information will also be helpful to you if you've already bought a home as well, because you're going to learn some things. And now in this real estate market, education is not, and knowledge is power. There's so much fear on the national media. There's so much like the sky is falling. And yet, with the right knowledge, you get clarity. And with the right direction from Mac, you get certainty. So, my name is Arttemis, Austin City Brothers. We're here to bring wealth to your home, wealth to your family, and wealth to your vision in real estate. We love what we do. And Mac, before we get started, how do we reach out to you? How can we connect with you?
My contact number is going to be 512-842-7707.
All right, 512-842-7707. And you're asking yourself, is Mac really this happy all the time? Yes, he is. That's just how he is. I love this guy.
I'm blessed. I got you, my wife, my kids, my family. I couldn't ask for anything more other than spreading that to other people. That's really
awesome. Yeah, and if you're watching this on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, type a comment below. Let us know you're chatting with us. We will be able to see your chat right here. And we're coming at you every Friday. So this is the top three things first-time homebuyers need to know. So number one, what's the number one thing, Mac?
Number one thing we need to know is what products are available to us in our marketplace. There's VA, there's USDA, FHA, conventional. By all means, the FHA and conventional are going to be the most popular first-time buyer programs because they got some benefits that USDA and VA don't have. If you're a veteran, though, we want to talk about VA because that's going to be zero down, no mortgage insurance. If you're a veteran, that's the program we need to look at automatically. If you're in an area that qualifies for USDA, that zero down program, that's the first program we want to look at. Those two limit borrowers. FHA and conventional, not so much. So FHA is probably the most common program that we write. Low down payment, lower rates, higher debt to income ratios, higher LTV values. So those are the best two. And FHA and conventional are going to be where you find those DPA, down payment assistance programs. So those are going to be the ones that are the most popular ones.
Yeah. And down payment assistance, you can get a house between $300,000 and $401,000 with money towards your down payment. And so that's a good option for FHA loans as well.
Absolutely. And conventional FHA is just a little bit more friendly when it comes to the fees. However, there are some benefits to each one, just depending on where you're at, what product's available to you.
Yeah. And why is it important to work with the realtor when we're getting our financing?
Oh, why is it important to work with a realtor? Best question ever. And I will tell you, I'm going to back up. The most important thing that you need to do is contact a trusted realtor in your market. We have the best right here, Arttemis. He's just fantastic. His network and his knowledge are crucial. With a realtor, you are going to get guidance. You are going to get clarity. You are going to get certainty. You're going to get the education that you need to make the right decision. Because that's the biggest fear that any of us have in any purchase is is this the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? And if we don't know, we just tend to follow. That's not always the best case, especially when you're making the number one largest purchase probably in your entire life. So you got to have a realtor to give you they give you the blueprint. Here's what happens. And as long as we do this, we will get you where you want to go every single time. Every single time they'll get you there. Every time.
Yeah, whether you're working with a resale property or a new construction property or any kind of property, the Austin City Brothers has extensive knowledge of the geography, the cities, the neighborhoods, the best schools. We have a top-rated school strategy guide. And we're also here to help make sure that our team, Mac at Success Lending, is taking care of you and working with the right loan product. So number one is knowing what is the type of loan for me? What's the best loan for me as a first-time home buyer? And number two, what's the number two question?
How do I qualify? What is it that I need to do, or what do I need to provide in order to get qualified for that program? So we really need to know what's our credit score, what's our income, what's our cash situation in regard to down payment. If you've got a large down payment, then DPA might not be the answer for you. You may want to go conventional, put down 20% and avoid any kind of mortgage insurance. So it really just determines on who am I as a buyer? Where do I stand in the marketplace, and what do I need to do? How do I get qualified on each one of these programs? and what's the benefits and the drawbacks of every one. Because unfortunately, there's not a single one product does all and is the greatest thing out there. It really depends on the borrower's situation. Where am I trying to buy? What am I trying to buy? Am I trying to buy maybe a condo versus a single family? Maybe I want to get a manufactured home on some land. So we really just need to identify where you're at or where our consumers are at in the marketplace, credit-wise, financial-wise, and then what are they looking to purchase? And then we put the pieces together, the product with the property with the applicant. Find the one that's best for you.
Yeah. And then, so that's really important too. How do I qualify? And so you might think that's a complicated process, but it's actually very simple and easy. Just, call or text Mac. He has a real simple digital process. You can answer all your questions over the phone before you start the process. A lot of people say soft pull, hard pull, like, is it a hard pull in my credit? That's one of the biggest fears people have. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, credit's that's a really big one. And yes, the majority of the time, lenders are going to pull what they call a tri-merge. That's going to be all three bureaus. That's going to be the bureau that's used to get you qualified for the home. However, I like to do things a little bit different, and I want to share this. When you're looking for a lender, and once again, I think my team is the best there is, hands down. We've got, everyone on our team is focused on certainty and clarity, making sure that all of our customers and clients know everything there is to know before they ever do a thing. So that's important. When you're looking for a lender, what I'm going to encourage you to do, interview the lender the same way you would your realtor. You want to make sure that their gears are towards you. So my option is when I get a client who says, hey, Mac, I'm really interested. I don't want to pull my credit yet because I'm not at that step. What can we do? We can do everything in regard to the getting you approved process, with the exception of pulling your credit. Once you say, okay, I'm going to say, here's your income, here's your down payment, what we look at, this is where you're going to be. Tell me what you think your credit score is from your Credit Karma or whatever you're using. We'll use that number. We'll build your picture as to this is what your loan would look like. This is the down payment. This is the monthly payment. Here's the closing cost. No one as a first-time buyer understands what that is. Those are additional fees that are attached to the purchase of a home, such as a title policy, prepaid insurance, prepaid taxes. All of that stuff determines what you got to bring when it's time to go home. So what I would say is give me contact, or contact Arttemis, contact me. We'll go through the entire process. Once you say, that's what I want to do, Matt, then we'll move forward into the credit. Then it will be a hard pull. But at that point, you're ready for a hard pull because you're ready to go. You're ready to say, Let's go. Give me a check, Matt, so I can go with Arttemis and go find a house. That's it.
Yes, you can avoid the hard credit pull by just talking to Mac, looking at your Credit Karma score, getting to know the process and your most potential outcome before you actually pull the trigger, which is great.
Steer away from, I'm just going to tell you, steer away from lenders who tell you, I can't do anything till I see your credit. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
You're just in it for you. That's what you want to see if I qualify before you talk to me. Not the way that we do business here at Austin Property Brothers and Mac. We don't do that. It's a win-win-win for everybody on our team. That's how it works.
And what's great about Success Lending is they've been building out their systems for a year. They have a great team, great customer service, great support. And they're, our job is to help make sure all your questions are answered before you even ask them. And this is really important for first-time homebuyers because there's a lot of uncertainty in the process, and they need a lot of education to support that sense of direction, to help them make the best decision for their home, their health, and their family. One of my 3 highest values, which is why I do what I do, in addition to bringing wealth, it's bringing home, health, and family to our buyers. We have a lot of people relocating to Austin right now. We have a lot of first-time home buyers, a lot of people who qualify for down payment assistance. And so we answered the first question, which is which type of loan product is for me. Second question is how do I qualify? Now, what's the third thing? What's the third thing first-time home buyers need to know?
The third thing, what are we talking about? You stopped me a while ago. We had them a while ago. It was what's the product? How do I qualify? Third most important. I was wrestling with this one a little bit. Know the area, know your budget. I mean, let's face it, that's that's number 3 right there. That's where it's know your budget. Once you figure out what the product you like, what works for you, you're going to get a debt to income ratio, and that's going to tell you how much you can buy. So we need to figure out say I qualify you for $500,000 and that's a $4,000 a month mortgage. And you're like, whoa, gear down, big shifter. I'm not interested in a $4,000 mortgage. I want to be at 22 or 24, whatever that number is. We need to back into that number based on the taxes, the homeowner's insurance. So knowing your budget for sure. Know the product. know what you can qualify, and then know your budget. Not what I think your budget should be, what you think your budget should be. That's very, very, very important. And at that point, you know what you're getting. You've already gotten approved. You know how much you can spend. Off to the races. Take and show me what fits into my price range. That's it.
I love that. I love that. So you just really laid out the entire process for the first-time home buyer. Know your loan, know your budget, know what you can afford, and you're off to the races. And so these are the top 3 things first-time home buyers need to know. You may have a lot more questions. You may need to get more, on a phone call with Mac and talk about your situation. So here's Mac's number, 512-842-7707. Text him, call him, leave a message. If he doesn't answer, he'll get back to you. Mac's my go-to guy at Success Lending, and Success Lending, like I said, has a wonderful team of trusted advisors, and they're all here to make sure that you get your loan fast and easy. And even in any real estate market, I know there's a lot of concerns right now about what's going on with the interest rate. So talk a little bit about that too, like what's happening in the markets and what's going on with the rates.
That's a great question. I'm glad you brought that up. After, say, September of last year, we saw that massive increase. I mean, it started before that, but we saw a tick, 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 tick. I mean, it was going up out of control. The Fed was trying to curb inflation, so they were driving things crazy. And there was another projected raise this week, in which case we all expected a 0.5 or higher increase. But what happened 2 weeks ago? SVB and Signature Bank went under. Why did they go under? Not because of the real estate market. They made some risky loans on some startups, but the rising cost of money, they couldn't generate any more income because of what had happened. So what did the Fed do? They had a 0.25 increase this week, which to me is fantastic news. Why? Because they're slowing down. They recognize what's happening in regard to interest rates. So that's extremely positive for me. We've seen uptick in the amount of houses sold, and that increase that they were planning on later in the year might not happen. We're not sure what it's going to be, but it might not even happen at all at this point. So it's very, very exciting times. Anyone who tells you that there's never a better, that this isn't the best time to buy a house, I would love to sit down and go over that with them, because this is the best time you're going to see. Housing prices are no longer skyrocketed. They've kind of leveled off a little bit. Interest rates have kind of slowed down. So we have a saying, Arttemis knows this: you marry the house and you date the rate. So when you purchase the house, you own that piece of property that you're owning equity in. No more rent, paying for somebody else to sit on the beach. You're now building your beach fund. When the rates go down, you simply refinance at the lower rate and lower your payment, owning that equity that you've already paid. So that's that's my take on the market right now. It's outstanding, and we're going to keep bringing you that news every week as well, because that's important. Any big shifts or changes, you need to know about that. One other thing I want to say about first-time buyers: if you're on this call and you're not a first-time buyer, but you're wondering, I'm not a first-time buyer, how to do this? First-time buyers classified as not having ownership in a property within the last 3 years. So you may have owned 20 properties in the past, but you've been leasing for the last few years. You'll qualify for first-time buyer programs as well. So
that's a really good insight too. So if you've bought and sold, but you've been leasing for 3 years or more, you're now qualified for first-time home buyer, which means you can get that great FHA loan with the low FHA interest rate. And so that's really, really
some of the DPAs that we'll talk about in future conversations don't require you to be a first-time buyer. Figure that out. Yep.
Yeah. Down payment assistance is magic right now. I mean, right now we've got over 1,800 homes that qualify for down payment assistance in the Austin area, in the greater Austin area, all 5 counties. So thank you for being here, Mac.
Oh, I love it. Wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, this is so important. I mean, we love what we do for home, health, family. We're here to bring wealth to your home, wealth to your vision, and wealth to your legacy. Becoming a homeowner is one of the greatest things you can do to build wealth. It's one of the most powerful assets you have, one of the most stable assets you have. And real estate is really a wonderful way to get started. And home is where the heart is. It's for your family. And so we're your team. We're here to support you. Reach out to Mac if you have any questions. And we'll see you next Friday, same time, 10 a.m. for Fun Fridays on Finance with Mac Macaroni from Success Lending. And thank you for watching and tuning in. Comment below this video. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you'd like to learn about. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks, everybody. Macaroni out! Woo!